Hope you are all doing well. I'm Mahanaz Farahmand, and I'm happy to have this class with you. I have a PhD in microbiology, and I'm teaching since 2003 up to now. Okay, I'm going to upload and a power here, so you don't have my voice for 1 or 2 minutes. Okay. Okay, now you must see the power. Do you see the PowerPoint? Research methodology, a book with, this is the name of your book that I'm going to teach you, and I select some important points from this book and I teach for you, and I make it in form of PowerPoint. Okay, do you see right now the PowerPoint? This is the name of your book. Please announce me if you see. Research methodology. Okay, this is the name of your book, Research Methodology, a step-by-step guide for beginners. This is the name of the book, Research Methodology, a step-by-step guide for beginners, and the author is Ranjit Kumar. This book is for about 300 pages, but I'm going to teach you the important pages and important points. Okay, this is the name of your book and author and the publishment SAGE. Sage is an important and a famous publishment. Okay. In this class, we are going to study about research methodology, and I'm going to teach you from this book about the most important titles, okay? Because the book is about 300 pages, and we must study the important pages. So the chapter 1 in this book is talking about the meaning of research for you. I'm going to tell the meaning of research, the first of all. So chapter 1 is research. The title is research, a way of thinking, and the subtitle is research, an integral part of your practice. No, Miss Fatima Adnan, I told you a few minutes ago we are not going to study all of this book, just the important pages, just the most titles that you must study, and the most important pages and important titles we are going to study, because we don't have time, and that is no need for learning all of the book. I'm trying to teach the most important titles and the most important subtitles in each chapter, okay? A shortened PowerPoint. Okay, so research, a way of thinking, and the subtitles is an integral part of your practice. I don't know if any of you had class with me, I don't know, the previous term or this term. Did you have class with me, or do you have a class with me? Because I'm teaching advanced bacteriology and taxonomy of microorganisms too. Okay. Research, an integral part of your practice. The research, an integral part of your practice, is undertaken within most professions. More than a set of skills, research is a way of thinking, examining critically the various aspects of your day-to-day professional work, understanding and formulating guiding principles that govern a particular procedure, and developing and testing new theories that contribute to the advancement of your practice and profession. So, as you see in this power, the book is talking about the way of thinking and the way of guiding principles that is definite is the definition of research, and and there are many theories or many methods that you can use in your research, and that is related to your work or practice. So the research is developing and testing new theories that contribute to the advancement of your practice and profession. Chapter Okay. Another subtitle of this chapter is that research, a way to gather evidence for your practice. So research is a way to gather evidence for your practice. Evidence-based practice, EBP. EBP is brief for evidence, E for evidence, B for base, and P for practice. So evidence-based practice is the delivery of service based upon research evidence about their effectiveness. EBP has become an important part of many other professions, such as nursing, allied health services, mental health, community health, social work, psychology, and teaching. So, as you see, EBP has become an important part of many disciplines, many works, many titles, such as nursing, such as community health, such as social work, psychology, and teaching. It is now being promoted as an acceptable and scientific method for policy formulation and practice assessment. So EBP, or evidence-based practice, is a delivery service, is a kind of research that is very effectiveness in many disciplines that I told you in the text. Dear students, if you have any question, you can ask me, and please introduce one person as a representative person of you. Okay, one person as representative of the class, and he or she can make a group in WhatsApp, and then we all can be in that group for communicating with each other. Okay, so please name one person to me. Introduce one person to me from you. Okay, here you can see this chart. I'm going to zoom in at it for better observing. Okay, here you can see the applications of research. The application of research from the viewpoint of the service provider, the administrator, manager, and or planner, the consumer, and the professional. So the applications of research is grouped and classified in 4 items. For example, the service provider to answer questions. So this application of research in the aspect of service provider is to answer questions such as how many people are using the service or the product, why do some people use the service product while others do not, how effective in the service product, how can the service product be improved, which type of people use or do not use the service product, and questions such like this. Okay, so one of the application is the viewpoint of the service provider. Another application is from the viewpoint of the administrator, manager, or planner. And this viewpoint is for answering questions such as what are the needs of the community? What types of service products are needed by the community? How many service providers are needed? What are the training needs of the staff? How many cases can a worker handle in a day, and etc. Okay. The next viewpoint of application of research is about the consumer. It can be about in the viewpoint of the consumer to answer questions such as, am I as a consumer getting value for money? How good are the service providers? What are the long-term effects of the product I'm using? Where is the evidence? So it is good for answering questions such these. Okay? And the last viewpoint is about the professional to answer questions such as, which is the most effective intervention for particular problem? What is the relationship between X and Y, for example? How valid is a particular memory in the presence of conditions? What is the best way of measuring? And such questions like this. So you can study please after the class. Okay, Fatima Adnan Ahmad is your presentative person. Okay, please, are you the presentative person from your class, Miss Fatima Adnan? Am I right? If you are the presentative person, please give me your phone number and I will save it. Okay? You must, yes, this group. Okay, very good. Uh, very good. I asked you before if you are my students in other classes. I asked you, but nobody answered. Okay, that's good. So I'm going to save your number at the representative, but all of you must be in a group, in the same group in WhatsApp, and you must be communicate with each other, and I'm in communicate with your representative person. Okay, 077 1721 7670. Okay, Al Fatima Adnan, Miss Fatima Adnan Ahmad Al Kharaji. Al Okay, but this number that you gave me, that's not for WhatsApp. I want your WhatsApp group, okay? WhatsApp number, WhatsApp number of your phone. This number doesn't have any WhatsApp, okay? I'm going to tell you the next power until. Okay, thank you. So I must save it too. Okay. 00 How many students in this class have other classes with me? In taxonomy or bacteriology, I don't know. 00 no 9 6 4 7 7 1 7 2 1 7 6 7 0. Okay, this number does not have any WhatsApp. Yes, I don't know. Yes, WhatsApp only add code. I don't know. I cannot find your WhatsApp. Okay, I saved your number, but yes, no, I don't have any message from you, and I don't know. Maybe um, um, it's don't. Maybe it doesn't need for entering the code. Okay, now yes, now I got your message. Message received to me. Okay, thank you. You had my phone number, yes? Miss Fatima Adnan. Okay, so we are going to continue the powers. You see here another chart. I think you had another class with me. Yes, I don't know. Okay, and this picture is types of research. Here you can see types of research from the viewpoint of application, objectives, and inquiry mode. So we have three viewpoints of research: application, objectives, and inquiry. And in application, in kind of application, we have two is divided in viewpoint of application is divided to two forms of research: pure research and applied research that you're going to study today. Pure research and applied research. Then in viewpoint of objective, we have four categories: exploratory research, descriptive research, correlational research, and explanatory. explanatory research. So exploratory and explanatory. Please note, we have 4 kinds of objective research, and then inquiry mode is divided to 2 types of research: quantitative research and qualitative research. And we are going to study and talk about these kind of research today. So please note to this chart if you have and if you have any question, you can ask me. Okay, so we are going to continue if you don't have any question with me. Okay, now we are going to study this chart. You saw this chart, okay, the types of research, and now we are going to study each item. For example, application is divided, as I said to you before, is divided to pure research and applied research. We are going to study these 2 kinds, and objective that is divided to 4 groups, and we are going to study these 4 groups. Okay, types of research: application, perspective. If you examine a research endeavor from the perspective of its application, there are 2 broad categories: pure research and applied research, that we saw in the workflow. and the previous figure, the previous shape, you saw that. Okay, what is pure culture? What is pure research? Pure research involves, so please note, we are here, okay? Now we're going to study each part of these slides. This slide. Application, we are here. Applicative research, pure research, and applied research. And we are going to study it. Then we are going to study objective and then inquiry mode. Okay, pure research involves developing and testing theories and hypotheses that are intellectually challenging to the researcher but may or may not have practical application at the present time or in the future. Thus, such work often involves the testing of hypotheses containing very abstract and specialized concepts. Pure research is also concerned with the development, examination, verification, and refinement of research methods, procedures, techniques, and tools that form the body of research methodology. So as you see in this text, pure research involves testing different theories and hypotheses, and they may or may not be as a practical application. And in these research, in the pure research, we can examine, can verify, and we can refine the research methods or techniques or tools, and that is a very good kind of research. Most of the research in the social science is applied. As you know, another type is another type of research is applied. Most of the research in the social science is applied. In other words, the research techniques, procedures, and methods that form the body of research methodology are applied to the collection of information about various aspects of a situation, issue, problem, or phenomenon, so that the information gathered can be used in other ways, such as for policy formulation, administration, and the enhancement of understanding of a phenomenon. Okay, so this is the explanation of applied research. As you see, we can collect the information, aspects of many situations, many problems or phenomena that the information gathered can be used in other ways, and that is very important. For example, policy formulation or administration. So this kind of research, applied research, is used in the social science. Okay, and we talked about objectives, perspective, types of research. Another types of research is objectives, perspective. A research study classified as a descriptive study. So this kind is a descriptive study. Attempts to describe systematically, systematically a situation, problem, phenomenon, service or program, or provides information about, say, the living towards an issue. So you can see a descriptive study as an objective perspective. Descriptive study is a explanation about a problem, about a phenomenon, about a service or program. And for example, it may attempt to describe the type of service provided by organization, the administrative structure of an organization. For example, this is an example for a descriptive study. Do you have any question? The main emphasis in a correlational study is to discover or establish the existence of relationship, association, interdependence between two or more aspects of a situation. Okay, we are going back to the previous power here. Okay, dear students, now we are talking about objective research and viewpoint of objective descriptive research I told you, and then we are going now to explain correlational research. Then we are going to study about exploratory and explanatory. So correlational descriptive study and then correlational study. The main emphasis in a correlational study is to discover or establish the existence of a relationship, association, interdependence between two or more aspects of a situation. For example, these kind of questions are a correlational study. What is the impact of an advertising campaign on the sale of a product? What is the relationship between stressful living and the incidence of heart attack? What is the relationship between fertility and mortality? So you can see there is a relationship. In this study, we want to compare two aspects with each other. You can see the relationship between two or more aspects of a situation, and that is very important in this kind of study, and we call this kind correlational study. So we are compare two or more aspects of a situation with each other. For example, what is the relationship between fertility and mortality? This is a correlational study. And explanatory research. we talked about explanatory research, a kind of objective research. So, explanatory research attempts to clarify why and how there is a relationship between two aspects of a situational phenomenon. So, here is not compare, is why. Why and how. That is very important. How and why there is a relationship between two aspects of a situation or phenomenon. This type of research attempts to explain, for example, why stressful living results in heart attacks. Why? Why stressful living results in heart attacks? Why a decline in mortality is followed by a fertility decline? We can compare these two kinds of study. Here we say, what is the relationship between a stressful living and the incidence of heart attack? What is the relationship between fertility and mortality? And here, this study is going to investigate about why stressful living results in heart attack. Why a decline in mortality is followed by a fertility decline. So this kind of study is explanatory research. This kind of research is explanatory research. The fourth type of research from the viewpoint of the objective of a study is called exploratory research. So, explanatory, we read, here we want to study exploratory research. You remembered this power, okay? We studied descriptive, correlational, exploratory, and then now we are here, explanatory. Exploratory. The fourth type of research from the viewpoint of the objectives of a study is called exploratory research. This is when a study is undertaken with the objective either to explore an area while little is known, or to investigate the possibilities of undertaking a particular research study. When a study is carried out to determine its feasibility, it is also called a feasibility study or a pilot study. So this kind of study, the when is going to carry it out to determine something, determine feasibility, we call feasibility study or a pilot study too. So this kind of study is when we want to know an area that we are going to investigate the possibilities of undertaking particular study. And types of research, the third types of research is was viewpoint of mode of enquiry. The fourth was the third perspective was mode of enquiry perspective. The third perspective in our typology of research concerns the process you adapt to find answers to your research questions. Broadly, there are two approaches to enquiry, the structured approach, the unstructured approach. So please notice here, we are going to this power again, and we are going to overview that. Okay, we studied about three viewpoints of the research application: objective and inquiry mode. Application, pure research and applied, we studied descriptive, exploratory, correlational, and explanatory research in objectives were studied, and now we are going to talk about inquiry mode. It is divided to quantitative research and qualitative research. Okay. The third perspective in our typology of research concerns the process you adopt to find answers to your research questions. 1. The structured approach, and 2. The unstructured approach. In the structured approach, everything that forms the research process, objectives, design, sample, and the questions that you plan to ask of the response is predetermined. Okay? Predetermined. That means it is definitive. Okay? So, in the structured approach, everything is predetermined, such as objectives, design, sample, questions, and etc. The unstructured approach, by contrast, allows flexibility in all these aspects of the process. So unstructured approach is more flexibility than structured approach. The structured approach is more appropriate to determine the extent of a problem, issue, or phenomenon, whereas the unstructured approach is predominantly used to explore its nature. In other words, variation, diversity, presence in a phenomenon, issue, problem, or attitude towards an issue. Okay, the structured approach to inquiry is usually classified as quantitative research and unstructured as qualitative research. So you can see another names of structured and unstructured. Structured approach is equal to quantitative research and unstructured as qualitative research. A study is classified as qualitative if the purpose of the study is primarily to describe a situation, phenomenon, problem, or event. If the information is gathered through the use of variables measured on nominal or ordinal scales, that is qualitative measurement scales. And if the analysis is done to establish the variation in the situation, please notice here the purpose of study is primarily to describe a situation, phenomenon, problem, or event. But here we are talking about the variation in this situation, variation in the phenomenon, variation in the problem without quantifying it. The description of an observed situation, the historical enumeration of events and an account of the different opinions people have about an issue, and the description of the living conditions of the community are examples of qualitative research. So here you can see some examples of qualitative research. The historical enumeration of events, an account of the different opinions people have about an issue, description of the living conditions of a community that is very good for the microbiologists such as you. The description of living conditions of a community are good examples of qualitative research. Okay, dear students, for today teaching is enough. I'm not going to teach you more, and I'm waiting just for your questions. If you have any question, I'm waiting for answering you. The time of each class is not correct. Each class is about 1 hour and a half or 1 hour and a quarter. But the definition in the dawn is for 2 hours, and that is not correct. The head of your group told me you can stop your teaching everywhere, but the time is not correct. The definition of time is not correct in the dawn. Okay, thank you. If we don't have any question, I'm going to hope a nice day for you, and be careful of yourself. I'm in communicate with your representative person, Fatima Atom, okay?